Why black trauma is often misunderstood. This is the invisible chain, the inner struggle within us black people. Why do some people see anger but never ask what caused it? Why do they see distrust but never ask where it came from? Why do they see emotionally walls to the black people but never ask who built them? Who built them walls? The emotional walls among us black people. But people never ask who built them. The truth is that trauma is often misunderstood, especially in the black community. In the white community, trauma never misunderstood. When a white person unalive bunch of group of white people or bunch of group of black people, they say mental health. He's getting bullied at school. He's not getting along with his parents or his friends, They're making him behave the way he needs to be in a hospital so he can get treatment. They're not going to take that person to the jail straight away. They're going to come out with so much excuse. But when it's a black person, there is a different tone to all of this. They're not going to say mental health, getting bullied, nothing louder, because we all know the most trauma is in the black community and we tend to ignore it. What many people call bad attitudes, what many people call laziness, what many people call aggressiveness can sometimes be a sign of deeper wounds in the black community. It can become defensive. It can become suspicious. The problem is that survival mode was never meant to be. But for many black people, it becomes a way of life. We survive, but we never truly heal from slavery, colonization. The African nation has been under prison for decades. The American black, they've been enslaved for decades, but it's just changing name or movement. Power movement is changing. We, majority, we think we are free. We are not. We, black people, we are still trapped in the mental illness that we trying to ignore. Trauma rarely announces itself. Instead, ways disguises. Sometimes traumas looks like anger. Sometimes it looks like a withdrawn. Sometimes it looks like isolation. Sometimes it looks like constant conflict. The world sees behaviors. Today we're going deeper. We are talking about why black trauma is often misunderstood.
Did not take over this country by singing "We Shall Overcome." You did not gain control of the world like you have it now by dealing fairly with a man and keeping your word. You're treaty breakers, you're liars, you're thieves, you rape entire continents and races of people. Then you wonder why these very people don't have any confidence or trust in you. Your religion means nothing. Your law is a farce, and we see it every day. You demonstrated it in Alabama. And I can say you because you're part of the whole system.
My name is Fulton Zimbu. You can like, subscribe, and share so we can dive into this conversation about the trauma to us black people. The survival is not the same as living. It's all about us trying to heal ourselves because we've been denied the right to be normal in this society. Sometimes we have to pretend or we're trying to change ourselves. We become like a chameleon. Changing is that makes us to survive in this world. Yes, we become like a chameleon. I always say this, we as black people, but if you see, we trying to run away from being blackness. White people, they painted different paint on top of us black people. So we can try to avoid seeing ourselves as black. Different painting, it has removed the original of us, but beneath that, we are still the same people. It's just we trying to pretend like we are not. Our skin tone, it became the problem within us. We stop We don't want to face the trauma that we have in ourselves. We stop trying to do that. This is the inner struggle within us Black people, the invisible chain that we are struggling to see. The trauma that lives in to all of us Black people in Africa, European Black, America, Caribbean, wherever Black people we are, we all face deep wound of trauma. Imagine yourself growing up in an environment where danger feels normal. Violence, instability, fear, economic struggle, constant stress. The brain adapts, it learns survival. But behavior is often a symptom. The deeper question is, what happened to Black people? Not what's wrong with Black people. That single question alone changes everything. Many Black children grow up hearing the same message. Be strong. Don't cry. Don't complain. Handle your business. Handle your problem. Fight through it. Those words were often told out of love. Parents wanted their children to survive. Imagine where you're seeing what I just said, and that always goes on very often to Black family. That's why you can see we are unfunctioned people. Our family, our household is unfunctioned. We don't function properly inside a household, Black family. We don't want to face the trauma that we have. Parents, children, uncle, grandma, auntie, niece, nephew, whoever, sisters, brothers, we all face the struggle within us, and that trauma, it plays a big role in our family, and we're struggling to face it. And that's our problem. But there is a hidden cost. Black people learn how to suppress their emotions. They learn how to hide pain. They learn how to suffer in silence. Majority of us, I have this question I always ask young Black people. I always ask this to a lot of young people. Are you talking to your parents? Are you asking your parents for help? Do you speak to any of your family member? Majority of Black teen that I speak to, they always respond to me, no. I speak to my friend. I don't need to speak to my parents. They're not going to pay attention. That's their problem. We stop paying attention to our children because our parents, they didn't get attention from their parents. Their parents, they did not get that infection of attention. So what happened? When you're not getting that attention, you become silent, even if you have something to say, because constantly you've been told to keep silence. Work your business by yourself. Figuring out what is going on in your life by yourself. In Black household, that's what we've been told. You cannot express your emotion. You cannot express how you're feeling. You can't speak about it. So we become silent from everything. We learn how to suffer in silence, and eventually silence becomes normal. Eventually silence becomes normal. Example, look at Africa. Parents affected by trauma unintentionally pass some of it affected to their children. They pass that trauma to their children without even knowing it. Not because they wanted to know, but because unresolved pain influences behavior. Fear becomes overprotection. Distrusted becomes isolation. Anger becomes discipline without connection. The cycle continues generation after generation until someone's decide to break it. When enough individual carry unresolved trauma, entire Black communities can feel it. Effectives in relationship, trust, conflict, mental health struggles because of violence. The issue isn't that Black communities are broken. The issue is that many black communities are carrying wounds that were never properly treated. And wounds ignored tended to grow deep. Healing starts with honestly, not to blame, not to excuse, not to denial. Honestly, we must be willing to ask difficult questions. Why do we react the way we do? Why are so many pardoned repeatedly? Why are some struggles passed through generation to generation? We always have to try to ask ourselves all of these questions. The answers might be uncomfortable to many of us black people, but they are necessary because understanding trauma is the first step toward overcoming it. The strongest people are not those who pretend they never hurt. The strongest people are those willing to confront the pain, your pain, my pain, the trauma, the mental issue that is within us, the invisible chain that we can't see, the inner struggle that we can't see, to face it, to understand it, and to heal from it. Trauma is real. Black healing is possible. And the conversation is longer overdue. The question is no longer whenever the wound is existed. The question is, what are we going to do about them problem? Why certain memories? The question is, what are we going to do about them issue within us, black people? Please like and subscribe. Share this video. Ask yourself a lot of questions so you can try to understand, is this really been happening to our community in Africa, Europe, America, Caribbean? Ask yourself, black people, wherever you are, all of these questions. When a black person is angry with another black people, you can see the emotion and anger, the way it all comes together. It's like they're not there anymore. And they'll do some unthinkable thing. You'll be like, damn, I didn't see that coming. They'll analyze you. Black people will like that against each other. This we're talking about here is very necessary because remember, we're all becoming our parents, your uncle, your mom, your father, your grandma. We have certain trauma that it hide beneath. We don't even realize that genetics, it will pass down this kind of behavior. That's why just look at your community. You see certain black people, you can't just change them. You'll see a black person hating in his own kind. You'll see a black person don't wanna look himself or herself proper in the mirror because what they see something completely different. Black people, we like to try to wanna claim something that is not there for us. We like to claim. We are black, but we don't wanna be black. See the problem? You see a black person. White people, they will tell you, I don't like black people. But you'll see a black person who will do everything just to get involved over there in that white community so he can get liked. Even if they'll give him hell or her hell, they will brush it down. They'll be slave just to be around. That's how down we go. That's how the wound that is in us black people. And the sad part, we don't even recognize that we are ill people in some dimension that we don't even realize. And that's the problem within us black people. I took like this because sometimes we need to understand. We need to speak certain way so we can be uncomfortable. I want the African to try to understand. All of us black people, when I'm saying the African, not just the African in Africa. Any of you consider you're black. It don't mean even if you feel like you're not black. Let me tell you, the people that they hate me, white people that they don't like me, it don't mean they will like you. That's why a lot of us black people, we always make a mistake because when we was under colonization, or we still under colonization, slaving, we still enslaving. Do you think white people, they was picking who they're going to choose to be enslaving or they're going to pick to colonize their country? No, they didn't. They saw all of us, we're black to them. It doesn't matter. Just learn some history. You'll find that even if the Italian, the Irish, white people, the English or the German or the English, they didn't consider the Italian or the Irish like to be like the white, the white. It's completely different. The way they change things. That's why when you're trying to understand certain things, you will know we live in a crazy world. White people, they do so much wrong, but they don't want to face the wrongfully things that they have done to the race of the blacks. Everything that happening in this world that we're living is all about race. Don't let anyone lie to you. You will see a black person saying to you, "Oh, it's not about race." Just run away from the black person. You will see a white, especially white people, they will tell you, "Oh, it's not always about race. It's always about race." When it comes to white people, don't get it twisted. It's always about race. Look at in America, perfect example. They always try and suppress the black. They want the black to keep silence. They want the black to be under them, to be this slave forever. Imagine. Do you know? Do you know how massive a trauma is in America? And even us, the African, we are slave in our own mind. And the trauma, it plays a big role. We don't even realize that. This is my second episode concerned about the trauma. This is the inner struggle within us black people, the invisible chain. Please like and share, because the trauma that is in us black people, you can never imagine. So I'll catch you guys to the next episode. Peace.